All right, guys. Next, communicate with you how Google use your data for better services. We use information we collect, like your email address, to interact with you directly. For example, we may send you a notification if we detect, detect suspicious activity, like an attempt to sign in to your Google account from an unusual location. Or we may let you know about upcoming changes or improvements to our services. And if you contact Google, we'll keep a record of your request in order to help solve any issues you might be facing. Protect Google, our users, and the public. We use information to help improve the safety and reliability of our services. This includes detecting, preventing, and responding to fraud, abuse, security risks, and technical issues that could harm Google, our users, or the public. So your data is going to be used to communicate with you, um, and your data is going to be used to protect people. Wow, being a Google user could be a hero too. That is nice. We use different technologies to process your information for these purposes. We use automated systems that analyze your content to provide you with things like customized search results, personalized ads, or other features tailored to how you use our services. And we analyze your content to help us detect abuse, such as spam, malware, and illegal content. We also use algorithm to recognize patterns in data. For example, Google Translate helps people communicate across languages by detecting common language patterns in phrases you ask it to translate. We may use the information we collect across our services and across our devices for the purposes described above. For example, depending on your available settings, if you watch videos of guitar players on YouTube, you might see an ad for guitar lessons on that site that uses our ad products. They already talked about this before as well. In the previous part, they talk about. Oh man, I'm sorry, I forgot. Let's go. Let's move on. Depending on your account settings, your activity and on other sites and apps may be associated with your personal information in order to improve Google's services and the ads delivered by Google. Your activity on other sites and apps may be associated with your personal information in order to improve Google's services and the ads delivered by Google. Isn't it an oxymoron from what they said before? I'm sorry, I'm passing too much judgment in, I feel like, but there's a previous part that we read about non-personalized. It's a non-personalized for advertisers. Your data is not going to be used personally for advertisers, right? Okay, so I think this is a relevant issue for lawyers, guys. However, let's move on. If other users already have your email address or other information that identifies you, we may show them your publicly visible Google account information, such as your name and photo. This helps people identify an email coming from you, for example. We may show them your publicly visible Google account information. Wow, there's so much happening. There are important things happening in here. If other users already have your email address or other information that identifies you, we may show them your publicly visible Google account information, such as your name and photo. This helps people identify an email coming from you, for example. Will ask for your consent before using your information for a purpose that isn't covered in this privacy policy. Let's watch the next video.
In your Google account, you can see your info, manage your privacy and security settings, and choose what info gets saved and deleted. Using your activity controls, you decide what data gets saved in your account. Google can use your data to give you personalized features, like customized maps or relevant search results. To control what info we use to show you ads, you can adjust your ad settings, or you can turn off ad personalization altogether. You'll still see ads, but they'll be less relevant to your interests. You can visit your Google account to review, update, download, or delete information saved in your account at any time.
Okay, so there are options for personalized ads. So if you opt in, then it's on you, right? So that is something that you gotta pay attention. All right, because it is the policy to not give the advertiser. Oh, wait a minute. I might be wrong about that. So don't pay. It's just me talking to myself. So probably Google shouldn't give a personalized information for a personalized person for advertiser. But you got if those people fail to pay attention to the permission that they gave through their browser or to their settings, they could have given they could have been taken as giving that permission to be to help advertisers personalize or profile them in order to give them ads. Okay, so from here I want to know what are the terms and conditions that the advertisers have to follow, right? In terms of knowing or having access to these informations. And I think look, I've tried out Google Ads, and they're very professional about that. Not a lot of information that I could get. All of them are aggregations. I don't know whether at higher, more expensive level, what are the things or what are the features that Google gave to like elite users, elite advertisers. Um, but what I could say about this is that Google is a highly professional company. Okay, you have choices regarding the information we collect and how it's used. This section describes key controls for managing your privacy across our services. You can also visit the privacy checkup, which provides an opportunity to review and adjust important privacy settings. In addition to these tools, we also offer specific privacy settings in our products. You can learn more in our product privacy guide. All right, managing, reviewing, and updating your information. When you are signed in, you can always review and update information by visiting the services you use. For example, Photos and Drive are both designed to help you manage specific types of content you've saved with Google. We also build a place for you to review and control information saved in your Google account. Your Google account includes privacy controls, activity controls. Included in the privacy controls, decide what types of activity you would like to save in your account. For example, we'll get back to that later. We got ad settings in the privacy controls. Manage your preferences about the ads shown to you on Google on sites and apps that partner with Google to show ads. We got about you for privacy controls. Manage personal info in your Google account. And control who can see it across Google services. Shared endorsements on privacy controls. Choose whether your name and photo appear next to your activity, like reviews and recommendations that appear in ads. Sites and apps that use Google services in privacy control. Manage information that websites and apps using Google services like Google Analytics may share with Google when you visit or interact with their services. All right, let's get back to the top one, activity controls. For example, okay, decide what types of activity you would like to save in your account. You can control, for example, if you have YouTube history turned on, the videos you watch and the things you search for are saved in your account. So you can get better recommendation and remember where you left off. And if you have web and app activity turned on, your searches and activity from other Google services are saved in your account. So you can get more personalized experiences like faster searches and more helpful app and content recommendations. Web and app, excuse me. I slipped. Web and app activity also has a subsetting that lets you control whether information about your activity on other sites, apps, and devices that use Google services, such as apps you install and use on Android, is saved in your Google account and used to improve Google services. So what kind of things that I'm going to control here? All right, I don't really. Web and app activity also has a subsetting. I can control the subsetting. Sorry guys, it's getting long already, so my comprehension is a little bit already probably got dispersed a little bit, so I need to focus more. Decide what types of activity you would like to save in your account. For example, if you have YouTube history turned on, the videos you watch and the things you search for are saved in your account, so you can get better recommendation and remember where you left off. And if you have web and app activity turned on, your searches and activity from other Google services are saved in your account. All right. Okay, how do I control it? How do I control these things? um I could turn on and off web and app activity, I guess. Okay, and can I see the details and control? Can I lie? Like, can people lie about inside like manipulate the data saved? Your searches and activity from other Google searches are saved in your account, so you can get more personalized experiences like faster searches and more helpful app and content recommendation. Web app activity also has a subsetting that lets you control where information about your activity is saved in your Google account and is used to improve Google services. Okay. Ad settings manage your preferences about the ads shown to you on Google on the sites and apps that partner with Google to show ads. You can modify your interests, choose whether your personal information is used to make ads more relevant to you, and turn on or off certain advertising services. Now, I know some of you, and you know what, actually, let's not go there. About you, manage personal info in your Google account and control who can see it across Google services. But here's the deal. If you are authentic, right? If you are being yourself, you will develop yourself, and that would be great for you. If you try to be if you're trying to be like, yeah, I mean, it's up to you, you want to do this, you want to do it's not, I'm not saying that you're not going to grow, and especially people grow in different ways. I'm just saying, guys, there's merit in growing what's unique about you. However, I know also that these are the things that are also shared with Google. Okay, so and also there's merit in being advantage without giving the specific attack against other people. By attack, I mean something that an advantage for other people because of his or her ingenuities is not taken away without reciprocity, you know what I mean, and things that he or she doesn't want to share being respected. as something that he never said he wanted to share, especially for things that is acquired through uh, personal access or privacy violation. If you use it upon yourself, that is a big taint or stain upon the direction of your improvement, and it could hinder your personal self. Why do I say this? Because, guys, this is a lot of segue for just a Google privacy, but this is, I'm sorry guys, but I have to say it, guys. This is I don't want to miss this. Here's the thing, that in reality, what's sustainable is real, what's not sustainable is real. Therefore, it is, for some people, morality might be relative and there's no absolute good and bad. But how are you being sure about that? Because religions all over the world have talked about that and aim for that. And these are smart people. I know they lived like thousands of years ago, before the condensed knowledge and editing of what is a lie and what is the truth from the predecessors before us. So they didn't have that access, but that doesn't mean that they are stupid people. All right. So I personally, the one in the camp that goes for, there's a reality of good and bad. And because of that, automatically karma is just the result of you not taking that seriously. So you are going to be missing out on focusing of what's good. Therefore, you're not developing that momentum throughout time. And the result of that probably is jealousy or feeling of undeserving. The treatment of the world is to certain other people is undeserving, just because he's being meek, he's being weak, he's being like a little kid, but he's rewarded for that. So it's okay to be immoral because the world is not fair. So guys, right? So now you know that such thing is to be expected, and it is on you to take that responsibility. Okay, next. Shared endorsement. Choose whether your name and photo appear next to your activity, like reviews, a recommendation that appear in ads. Sites and apps that use Google services manage information that websites and apps using Google services like Google Analytics may share with Google when you visit or interact with their services. Next, ways to review and update your information. My activity. My activity allows you to review and control data that is saved to your Google account. Like guys, even like Google also, guys, Google, please, not this personalized thing, Google. Whew. This personalized thing, Google, is kind of can we also, like, yes, actually YouTube gives you what's trending, but not in Google search. But the trending is also kind of, can we get something like randomized? Just randomized. Okay, next, for in terms of our access to information, because in one terms, we in one side we got an echo chamber, which is also exposes us to imposters, and then made us exposed, right? In another terms, also being general, is kind of a echo chamber of the whole people, which makes it which makes them not going to access unique information en masse. You know what I mean by en masse? By a lot of people are not accessing unique information. So that is also kind of bad. But random isn't that an answer as well? Being random, not personalized, just weird, just being weird. Like, I don't know where does it came from, or It's just no reason, for no reason or whatsoever, you got recommended something. I think that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Next, my activity allows you to review and control data that is saved to your Google account. Ways to review and update your information. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We can update our information in what way? A Google account, when you're signed in and using Google services like searches you've done or your visits to Google Play, you can browse by date and by topic and delete part of or all of your activity. Google Dashboard allows you to manage information associated with specific products. Your personal information, manage your contact information such as your name, email, and phone number. All right. When you're signed out, you can manage information associated with your browser or device, including sign out search personalization. Choose whether your search activity is used to offer you more relevant results and recommendations. YouTube settings, pause and delete your YouTube search history and your YouTube watch history. Ad settings, manage your preferences about the ads shown to you on Google and on sites and apps that partner with Google to show ads. Exporting, removing, and deleting your information. You can export a copy of content in your Google account if you want to back it up or use it with a service outside of Google. Export your data. To delete your information, you can delete your content from specific Google services, search for and then delete specific items from your account using My Activity. Delete specific Google products, including your information associated with those products. Delete your entire Google account. So, guys, what do you guys think about this? Do you have any tips and tricks how to better this system for our own advantage? Please leave your comment in the comment section below. Next, about deleting our information. Inactive Account Manager allows you to give someone else access to parts of your Google account in case you've unexpectedly unable to use your account. And finally, you can also request to remove content from specific Google services based on applicable law and our policies. There are other ways to control the information Google collects whether or not you are signed into a Google account, including browser settings. For example, you can configure your browser to indicate when Google has set a cookie in your browser. You can also configure your browser to block all cookies from a specific domain or all domains. But remember that our services rely on cookies to function properly for things like remembering your language preferences. Device level settings. Your device may have controls that determine what information we collect. For example, you can modify location settings on your Android device. That is about deleting your information in the context of exporting, removing, and deleting your information in the context of you have choices regarding the information we collect and how it is used. Okay, next, sharing your information. We get into a new context here, sharing your information. When you share your information, many of our services let you share information with other people. Okay, sorry guys, this is like not, for you guys are not paying attention to the text. I'm just starting a new paragraph here, and that the title is When You Share Your Information. And the sentence starts now. Many of our services let you share information with other people, and you have control over how you share. For example, you can share videos on YouTube publicly, or you can decide to keep your videos private. Remember, when you share information publicly, your content may become accessible through search engines, including Google Search. When you are signed in and interact with some Google services, like leaving comments on a YouTube video or reviewing an app in Play, your name and photo appear next to your activity. We may also display this information in ads depending on your shared endorsement settings. All right, next. When Google, I farted. Excuse me, my bad. When Google shares your information, we do not share your personal information with companies, organizations, or individuals outside of Google except in following cases. With your consent, we'll share personal information outside of Google when we have your consent. For example, if you use Google Home to make a reservation through a booking service, we'll get your permission before sharing your name or phone number with the restaurant. We also provide you with controls to review and manage third-party apps and sites. You have given access to data in your Google account. We'll ask for your specific consent to share any sensitive personal information. We'll share personal information outside of Google. Excuse me, guys. So exporting, removing and deleting, already done. Sharing, when you share your information, when Google share your information, remember you share. Okay, obviously the information you share in public probably could not be deleted. When Google shares your information, we do not share your information with companies, organizations, or individuals outside of Google except with your consent with domain administrators for external processing for legal reason. And this, can I go here first? And for internal processing, we provide personal information to our affiliates and other trusted business or persons to process it for us. And at the end of the paragraph here, we also use service providers to help review YouTube video content for public safety and analyze to listen to samples of safe user audio to help improve Google's audio recognition technologies. So let's go back with your consent. We'll share your personal information outside of Google when we have your consent. For example, if you use Google Home to make a reservation through booking service, we'll get your permission. We also pay attention to the word here, for example, which means including but not limited to. Okay. We also provide you with controls to review and manage third-party apps and sites. You have given access to data in your Google account. We'll ask for your explicit consent to share any sensitive personal information. And this privacy policy could in itself would could constitute, but I'm not a legal advisor, right? But this is a concern of mine, all right? It could just have no merit. It could have no weight or whatsoever in reality or in legal terms, in professional legal in reality, right? Probably it has no weight. These concerns, but I do think that I have a common sense in terms of to say that this privacy policy could be held as everybody's consent, isn't it? For some of the things. So if we go for external processing, we provide to our affiliates and to the parties, like who are these people and all of these third parties in different countries, not just in different countries, in a country that maybe in the US, maybe in your own country, right? But these third parties really not, it's really is really obscure. Let's just say that they are so obscure, and like based on the privacy policy, right? Can, as soon as they say we provide personal information to our affiliates, okay, is it possible to say that this is based on our consent? Because it's available in the privacy policy. Because we've said it in the privacy policy that we provide personal information to our affiliates. Therefore, by using the service, we already knew, and therefore, right? Is it actually a thing that could have happened and could have that have been used in court probably? That is something that I wanted to know. Also, let's go. Let's return to our sequences here, just so that we don't lose tracks. With domain administrator, if you're a student or work for an organization that uses Google services, your domain administrator and resellers who manage your account will have access to your Google account. They may be able to access and retain information stored in your account, like your email, few statistics regarding your account, like how many apps you install, change your account password, okay, suspend or terminate your account access, receive your account information in order to satisfy applicable law, regulation, legal process, or enforceable governmental request, restrict your ability to delete or edit your information or your privacy settings. I've read some of this. For example, we use service providers to help operate our data centers. Okay, this is for you guys who are not seeing the text as we speak. This is for external processing. Again, we are returning to this paragraph again, and I'm going to read the part where I haven't read it before. For example, we use service providers to help operate our data centers, deliver our products and services, improve our internal business processes, and offer additional support to customers and users. We also use service providers to help review YouTube video content for public service and analyze and listen to samples of saved user audio to help improve Google's audio recognition technologies. So they could employ a third party to analyze data, and they could use third party to save data in data centers. Okay. So what kind of consent are we giving them to do this, right? We have already in the top here, what kind of permission that we have given. We've already read that before. So if we agree, we have agreed to share that information in such a way, that means we are giving these third parties the same at least the same kind of things that we've given Google in the privacy policy, probably. Or it would be much better for Google to actually require these third parties to submit to some requirements or conditions that's going to be told to us. What are the things that they must follow? Okay, next, for legal reason, we will share personal information outside of Google if we have a good faith belief that disclosure of the information is reasonably necessary to respond to any applicable law, regulation, legal process, or enforceable governmental request. We share information about the number and type of requests we receive from governments in our transparency report, enforce applicable terms of service, including investigation of potential violation, detect, prevent, or otherwise address of fraud, security, or technical issues, protect against harm to the rights, property, or safety of Google, our users, or the public. We may share non-personally identifiable information publicly and with our partners like publishers, advertisers, developers, or rights holders. For example, we share information publicly to show trends about the general use of our services. We also allow specific partners to collect information from your browser or device for advertising and measurement purposes using their own cookies or similar technologies. If Google is involved in a merger, acquisition, or sale of assets, will continue to ensure the confidentiality of your personal information and give affected users notice before personal information is transferred or becomes subject to a different privacy policy. All right, so this is a very rare case when there's a merger or acquisition, but I think it should apply to, but it only applies to the holding company, right? What if it goes for subsidiaries? Probably I've never seen them, you know, um, kind of um, do exactly this. If involved in a merger acquisition, we will continue to ensure the confidentiality and give affected users notice before personal information is transferred. So, have you ever been emailed by Google about this? Or by Alphabet now about this, or any other holding companies if this were to happen? Because I'm pretty sure it happens a lot more times. A lot more times than when a holding company is being taken over. Because if a holding company is being taken over, everybody is going to freak out because it's going to be available in the news, right? It's going to go to the share market. It's in the Nasdaq. It's in the S&P. But there are a lot of little companies out there, and the transfer of assets and everything else are just so not reported. Let's be honest here, it's just so not reported. So they're supposed to be reporting it, but that guys is, for me, is such a secondary thing. This is the primary thing, is that the third parties that are not in a merger or acquisition but could have access to our data anyway, that is just more important. Okay. Okay, next, keeping your information secure. We build security into our services to protect your information. So this is also important in relation to that. All Google products are built with strong security features that continuously protect your information. The insights we gain from maintaining our services help us detect and automatically block security threats from ever reaching you. And we do detect something, and if we do detect something risky that we think you should know about, we'll notify you and help guide you through steps to stay better protected. We work hard to protect you and Google from unauthorized access, alteration, disclosure, or destruction of information we hold, including we use encryption to help your data private while in transit. We offer a range of security features like safe browsing, security checkup, and two-step verification to help you protect your account. We review our information collection, storage, and processing practices, including physical security measures to prevent unauthorized access to our systems. We restrict access to personal information to Google employees, contractors, and agents who need that information in order to process it. Yeah, only to those who would want to process it. Anyone with this access is subject to strict contractual confidentiality obligations and may be disciplined or terminated if they fail to meet these obligations. Again, it would be nicer. I kind of understand that they don't give us this contract because it's an internal document that could refer to internal secret information. But I guess step by step, please publicize what are the terms that you have with third parties, the parties that are not your employees. I think, um, so that when we deal with Google, we only deal with Google. We don't have to go to each and individual third parties to check out their privacy policy and stuff. because it is our right to have control over our data. It is not that we don't understand that people could gossip between friends. We talk about other people, and it is not against the law. And it's just something like that. If you provide a service or hosting out a party for a lot of people, you can kind of talk about it with other people. That is just natural. But this thing is a little bit, no. Why does the law actually trying to protect your privacy? I think we all should appreciate this, because the scale, guys, firstly, the scale are different, and the stakes would be different, and randomly safe or dangerous. you know we don't know. We just don't know. And it is just not like gossiping around. It's at an uncharted territory. So that is why it is important for us to get a grip on our own privacy, especially between companies, multinational companies, that is detached from our community, that is not directly scrutinizable by us. And and yeah, internet is actually a new tool that we got from our society, and we are just, in order for it to be intuitive for our lifestyle, I think we need tools such as the law. Definitely, we need the law to be able to navigate around these new features, this new world. And then let's not go to AI. Let's not go there first. We just gotta get this clean first. Is that um, you know there are things that are different from our day-to-day lives, just in the world of internet alone. And for us to be able to intuitively re- relevantly be accurate with our intuition on, with our daily common sense, with our regular way of doing things as a human being, we gotta appreciate the law, and we gotta use it, and we gotta like an Iron Man. Iron Man, they we augment our intuition, we augment our common sense, we augment our instincts with these tools, with the law, when we navigate through the whole world with the internet, right? Because it's just that big. It's just that big. You can export a copy of your information or delete it from your Google account at any time. You can export a copy of content in your Google account if you want to back it up, or use it with a service outside of Google. Sometimes it failed as well. To delete your information, you can delete your content from specific Google services. Search for, then delete specific items from your account using My Activity. Delete specific Google products, including your information associated with those products. Delete your entire Google account. Retaining your information, we retain the data we collect for different periods of time, depending on what it is, how we use it, and how you configure your settings. Some data you can delete whenever you like, such as your personal info or the content you create or upload, like photos and documents. You can also delete activity information saved in your account, or choose to have it deleted automatically after a set period of time. Well, keep this data in your Google account until you remove it, or choose to have it removed. Other data is deleted or anonymized automatically after a set period of time, such as advertising data in server logs. We keep some data until you delete your Google account, such as information about how often you use our services. And some data we retain for longer periods of time when necessary for legitimate business or legal purposes, such as security fraud and abuse prevention or financial record keeping. All right, I don't just read that. So, like, I have very minimal understanding. Other data is deleted or anonymized. We keep some data until you delete, and some they retain longer. Retaining your information. Okay, so these are the things that you should pay attention to if you want to be comprehensive about backing up your data. When you delete data, we follow a deletion process to make sure that your data is safely and completely removed from our services or retained only in anonymized form. We try to ensure that our services protect information from accidental or malicious deletion. Because of this, there may be delays between when you delete something and when copies are deleted from our active and backup systems. You can read more about Google's data retention periods, including how long it takes us to delete your information. Compliance and cooperation with regulators. We regularly review this privacy policy and make sure that we process your information in ways that comply with it. Data transfers. We maintain servers around the world, and your information may be processed on servers located outside of the country where you live. Data protection laws vary among countries, with some providing more protection than others. Regardless of where your information is processed, we apply the same protections described in this policy. We also comply with certain legal frameworks relating to the transfer of data. Excuse me, guys. So, what I want to see from governments all around the world is to have this. Like, have you ever seen Mark Zuckerberg and the CEO of TikTok in the US being scrutinized by the Congress? I think, guys, governments should do this for regular applications. Like, I know they are small, but even sampling them one or two, or maybe found out their misuse of people's data and bring them into justice is a pattern that is missing in the world right now. People are just like the court are just don't like the justice system is just so empty with that cases. It is very important to just make a hit on that, just to break a fractal in, you know what I mean, like, so that people could it is not an uncharted territory, it's not a sanctuary for this modern, like, new generation of pirating. It's not like like the conservative pirating. It's just the new type of laundering data that we can that they are also um, is slowly but surely is going to be a part of justice. Okay, let's go. When we receive formal written complaints, we will respond by contacting the person who made the complaint. We work with the appropriate regulatory authorities, including local data protection authorities, to resolve any complaints regarding the transfer of your data that we cannot resolve with you directly. About this policy, when this policy applies, this privacy policy applies to all of the services offered by Google LLC and its affiliates, including YouTube, Android, and services offered on third-party sites such as advertising services. This privacy policy doesn't apply to services that have separate privacy policies that do not incorporate this privacy policy. This privacy policy doesn't apply to the information practices of other companies and organizations that advertise our services. Okay. Services offered by other companies or individuals, including products or sites they offer, that may include Google services or which the policy applies, or products or sites displayed to you in search results or linked from our services. It applies to all of the services by Google and its affiliates. Whoa, this is something very good, guys. I like this one, including YouTube, Android, and services offered on third-party sites such as advertising services. This privacy policy doesn't apply to services that have separate privacy policies that do not incorporate this privacy policy. Now, this is probably bad. So if that service already have their own privacy policies, that doesn't incorporate this, it doesn't apply. Why? Especially you are taking data from Google as a third party. You should be subject to this privacy policy. And moreover, we could not easily access these people the way we could easily access this privacy policy. I gotta move my leg, dude. Oh. Okay, changes to this policy. We change this privacy policy from time to time. We will not reduce your rights under this privacy policy without your explicit consent. We always indicate the date the last changes were published, and we offer access to archived versions for your review. If changes are significant, we'll provide a more prominent notice, including for certain services, email notification of privacy policy changes. Okay, related privacy practices, specific Google services. Let me check it out how much longer it is so I could break the video again. Oh, it's like, okay. We are here, right? We always indicate the date, the last changes. We offer the archive version. The following privacy notices provide additional information about some Google services: payment, Fiber, Google Fi, Google Workspace, Read Along, YouTube Kids, Google account managed with Family Link for children under 13, Family Link privacy guide for children and teens, and voice and audio collection from children's feature on the Google Assistant. If you're a member of an organization that uses Google Workspace or Google Cloud Platform, learn how these services collect and use your personal information in the Google Cloud Privacy Notice. Another thing that is important, guys, I think Google should bar children from being able to access regular content, and regular people should be barred or made difficult to access children's content, guys. And if you're a parent or a guardian or the brother or sister of the parent or the people who wants to take care of kids online, I think, yeah, of course, you should be able to check it out. But I think you should have access to your kid's account, and it should be allowed for you to log into their account. So I don't think like adult should like browse around kids and teens, especially because why teens, they just recently in the evolutionary reproductive state, evolutionary, just get into, okay, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean, right? They're gonna be doing some mate searching, whether it is mild, whether it is polite, or whether it is not. It's something that they're going to do because of hormones. And I don't want to see that. And I don't want other people to browse around that. And you know what? I think there are things like evolutionary speaking, guys. Adulthood is something that is a social construct, like property and freedom of and the law, right? It is a great thing, but it is something that we control. So, so let's not make it too wild. We already could identify these possible issues that could have been exposed on everybody. So yes, of course, we got to be able to be we got to be able to improve ourselves to be able to have that discipline. And it is not really a universal thing that is easy to do for everybody. That is this scrutiny, these people, and this circle of friendship or society that kind of prioritize this thing. It's not everywhere. It's just not everywhere. And as we grow as a society, as we grow in values, in common universal values, as we popularize this thing, the implication of it is also going to get better and better. But while we're going there, let's not make it harder. Let's not have let's put a line or a wall between below 18 and over 18. That's what I think, because it is something that just don't that's just not in our biological intuition. Let's just be honest here. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, no pun. All right, that's what I mean, as I said. Okay. Google Workspace, read along YouTube Kids, voice and audio collection from children's features on the Google Assistant. If you're a member of an organization that uses Google Workspace or Google Cloud Platform, learn how these services collect and use your personal information in the Google Cloud Privacy Notice. Oh, Google Cloud Privacy Notice is here also. Okay, that's for business, right? Other useful resources. The following links highlight useful resources for you to learn more about our practices and privacy settings. Your Google account is home to many of the settings you can use to manage your account. Privacy Checkup guides you through key privacy settings for your Google account. Google Safety Center helps you learn more about our built-in security, privacy controls, and tools to help to set digital ground rules for your family online. All right. Google's Teen Privacy Guide provides answer to some of the top questions we get asked about privacy. I just talked about this. I guess I gotta check this out later. Privacy and Terms provides more context regarding this privacy policy and our terms of service. Oh yeah, there's terms of service as well. Technologies includes more information about how Google uses cookies, technologies used for advertising, and how Google uses information from sites or apps that use our services. So this would be the end of this privacy reaction. Thank you very much for watching parts of it, probably. And thank you very much for commenting. And goodbye for now. Hopefully, if things that here you find pretty useful and you want to give thanks in the form of money, you can check out the description section below. Have fun and have law, have life, and God bless you. Goodbye.